Sleeping is a very important part of life and it keeps your body healthy, refreshed, but it can affect your beard. In this video, I'm going to go through the top 3 bits of science that I found that may talk about how best to look after your beard at night. And also we need to understand that sleeping accounts for a large portion of your life. You've got to get about 7+ hours of sleep a night. And also your head weighs a lot. So your head weighs between 3.6 and 5.4 kilograms, which accounts for about 8% of your entire mass. And if that is mashed against your beard at night, it can actually cause breakages, it can reduce blood flow, although there's no direct evidence for that. But now let's have a look at the science that can really impact your beard and what it tells us about how we can protect our beard when we are sleeping. This video is based on an article on beardgrowingpro.com, so go check it out. I'll put a link in the description. There you'll find links to all of the studies that I've talked about and much more that I couldn't squeeze into this video, so go check it out. I found a 2011 study that looked at the influence of sleep, pressure, and wrinkles on your face. And they found a positive correlation between the amount of pressure on your face and also the amount of wrinkles that you get around your eyes and also the flattening of the nose and also all sorts of other areas of your face. So what this tells us is that if you sleep heavily on one side of your face, you can increase the likelihood of wrinkles on that side of the face. Now, what does this mean for our beard? Well, of course, if we're smushing our face against the pillow at night, we can introduce small little areas of high pressure on our beard, on our face that can influence, potentially the capillaries underneath the skin where there's less blood supply because of the pressure or the folds in your skin. But there's no direct evidence that it can influence beard growth. I think that something much more likely to happen is that the wrinkles indicate that there are significant differences across your face with different pillows, and also that can influence therefore the amount of pressure that you put on your beard. Having a good pillow seems to be the way of minimizing the amount of pressure you put on specific parts of your face. A 2010 study looked at the amount of pressure on your body during sleep. Now, there's not any sort of direct evidence that it can affect your beard, but what it does tell us is that your sleeping position and changing regularly your sleeping position throughout the night means that you're less likely to put pressure on a single bit of your beard. Now, this is important for people who use medication when they're sleeping because it can put you in a deep sleep where you move less often. Also, if you're just a heavy sleeper, you do have to take into account the amount that you turn during the night. If you don't turn very often, you could be putting unnecessary amounts of pressure on one side of your beard, which could potentially cause high pressure in that areas, which in the wrinkle study showed us that you can actually cause physiological changes by sleeping heavily on certain parts of your face. So definitely look at changing your sleeping position, minimizing any heavy sleeping supplements that you take or medication that you take, because it can mean that you move less and you put high pressures onto certain parts of your beard, which we know can potentially cause high pressures to reduce blood flow and all of that sort of stuff. Okay, move regularly during your sleep. That's the take-home message. The pillow you're sleeping on can also influence the sort of effects that you have on your beard while you're sleeping. Now, if you're sleeping on a polyester pillow, a 1996 study showed that you can actually increase the amount of temperature that your face experiences. Now, high temperatures aren't necessarily a bad thing, but what it can do is dry out your beard a little bit more than, say, a satin or a silk pillowcase or just a pillow that's been designed to keep your face nice and cool. If you live in a particularly warm climate, I would recommend getting a cooling pillow, which this study talks about, which can just reduce the amount of heat stress your beard goes throughout the night. If you live in a colder place, it's less of an issue, but definitely there is an evidence-based sort of reason for changing your pillow based on the climates that you're sleeping in, just to make sure that you're not producing any super warm spots on your face while you are sleeping, turning regularly like the other study, and also just making sure that the pillow evenly distributes your weight across your entire face. Now, I have been trialing different sort of pillow heights and softness. And for me, I like to have my pillows as flat as possible, and that's because I'm a side sleeper and a front sleeper, but my head is always on the side a little bit, so I'm always very careful not to have high pillows, which will increase the amount of pressure on this part of my beard, increase the temperature, and also just mean that I don't get a really good night's sleep, which is a very important part of growing a beard. Sleep is the restorative, the repair part of your health, and making sure that your body is operating in a tip-top condition means that sleep and effective sleep is going to have a huge impact on your beard, because your body is going to be performing at its best. So what these 3 studies really tell us is that there's 2 massive areas that I think we should consider when we are thinking about the best way to sleep with our beard. The first one is the physiological effects of our pillow and how little we are moving or how much we are moving throughout the night. So that's a double-edged sword. So first of all, just having a pillow that makes you sleep comfortably is really good. Making sure you're not sort of in a super deep sleep, which is enhanced by sleeping tablets or alcohol, or something that just means that you don't move very much throughout the night, means that you can have a physiological effect on your skin and therefore the beard on top of it. And the second thing that I think is really important is breakages. Now, breakages happen because your pillow is harder, it's not as slippery. I highly recommend getting like a slippery pillowcase, like a satin or silk pillowcase. You can also just put a bit of material or a satin scarf on top of your pillow and just try that for a bit, because you want to reduce the amount of torsional strain at this part of your face, especially if you're a front sleeper like me and use a high pillow. All of that pressure is kind of focused onto your beard. So I use a much lower pillow, and I make sure that my pillows aren't super aren't full of friction, aren't really frictiony. You get the idea. But the thing is about minimizing breakages when you sleep. On the other end of the scale from the heavy sleeper is the light sleeper, who's constantly tossing and turning and twisting your beard and stuff. Now, you can buy these beard wraps. I haven't tried one at the moment, but I'm keen to give it a go. So it's like a beard bandana that encompasses all of your beard, just to make sure that you don't kind of like crush it or mix it around or like stretch it one side or another while you're sleeping. So yes, there are materials and products out there that can actually help you minimize the torsional strain on your beard, but it seems to be the pillow makes a huge difference into the pressure on your face, which causes wrinkles, which can restrict blood flow, and also the temperature of the pillow based on its material. If it's polyester, it tends to be a little bit warmer, so look at getting a kind of nice cooling pillow for your beard, and I think that's how you sleep safe and sound at night whilst ensuring your beard is in tip-top condition. Boom. If this video has been useful to you, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and also go check out beardgrowingpro.com, where I have this article and also hundreds more where I am trying to answer every single beard question ever asked. So go check it out. I'll see you over there and in the next video.